So why spend time and energy on testimony? Why should we bother recording them? And why should you bother listening? It's a big deal. It's called possibility thinking. I learned this at Darden from Jack and Carol Weber. Basically, people only do what they think is possible and appropriate. If they don't think something's possible, they're not going to try it. If they think something's possible but it's not appropriate, they're not going to do it. And they figure that out, what's possible and appropriate, based on what they've seen in the past. What they've seen, what they've learned, and what they've been told. In order to change their behavior, you've got to change their view. You've got to give them new information. You've got to help them see that something is possible. You've got to give them some examples. And once they realize it's possible, you got to help them realize it's appropriate. In our case, in the spiritual side, you can tell something's appropriate by its fruit. Right? Scripture is very clear. You know something's good or not by its fruit. If it bears good fruit, it's probably a good thing. Right? So that's possibility thinking. That's the power of testimony in the business world, and it applies to the spiritual world as well. Now let's look at some scripture. So we've got first two pieces of scripture here. Give thanks to the Lord, call on his name, make known among the nations what he has done, out of 1 Chronicles. Come and hear, all ye who fear God, and I will declare what he has done for my soul. Right? So the first is a call for believers to share their testimony, to make known what he has done, what the Lord has done in their life. And the second is for others to come and listen, right? To receive it, so that it can be shared, right? It takes a sharing, an output of sharing, and then a receiving for this to actually work, right? It's a communication process. You gotta push it out, and then someone has to pull it in and receive it. That's the eyes to see, ears to hear piece of scripture. The modern church is a network. It's a network amongst folks. It's your sphere of influence. It's you sharing your stories. It's the only way you hear about God, right? God is not you're not born with wisdom of God. You've got to learn it from somewhere, right? You've got to learn it from teaching from your parents, from your friends, from some organization and structure, and the network is powerful. Sharing amongst your friends, your sphere of influence. And then the last piece here is part of the why, right? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, right? This is the devil who's fallen from heaven into earth, and Jesus defeated him by his innocent blood on the cross, right? But if nobody knows about that, then the devil's going to hold on to ground that he shouldn't hold on to, right? We've got to hold the devil accountable. He's been defeated. He has no right to hold us hostage anymore, right? Our testimony is powerful to get the message out. We don't want to waste what Jesus did on the cross. We want to take full advantage of it, and we don't want the devil to hold on to any ground that he shouldn't be holding. So why should you bother sharing your testimony, right? When Jesus was here, he was the light of the world. Now that he's in heaven and living through you, you're the light of the world. You've got to be that lamp placed on a hill, on a lampstand, not under a basket. Folks need to see Jesus' work through you so that all can give glory to the Father. Right? It's got to be connected the dots back to him. That's why you need to be sharing your testimonies. All right, let's go to some examples.